Problem number 4. I am thinking of a number x. Using the following clues, find x. If x is not a multiple of 4, then it is between 60 and 69. If x is a multiple of 3, then x is between 50 and 59. And if x is not a multiple of 6, then x is between 70 and 79. Alright, well, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. This is a purely logic problem. Alright, and I'm going to actually show you a couple of different ways that you can do this. There's probably more than a couple ways to do it, actually, but I'm just going to show you a couple. I'm going to scroll down and give myself some more room. Now, I listed the numbers that we're dealing with out here so that I wouldn't have to write them. You have to watch me write them. So let's take a look at these statements. And first of all, if x is not a multiple of 4, then x is between 60 and 69. All right, so let's look at, let's first of all look at the multiples of 4. I'm going to pick up a highlighter, I think. And let's look at the multiples of 4. All right, so let's see. 52 is a multiple of 4. And so then we can just count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 56 has to be a multiple of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just add 4 each time. 60 is a multiple of 4. 64, 68, 72, and 76. Those are all multiples of 4. Now it says if it's not a multiple of 4, then it's between 60 and 69. Okay, so essentially what we can do is all the numbers that are not multiples of 4 we can eliminate, right? That aren't between 60 and 69. So all of these that are not multiples of 4 can be eliminated. Okay. Other than the ones between 60 and 69. And then let's look at the multiples of 3. Pick up a highlighter again and a different color. How about pink? Multiples of 3. Well, let's see. 51 is a multiple of 3, right? Because it does sum of the digits. We can look at the sum of the digits. And then we can just count off 3 from there. So 1, 2, 3, so 54. 1, 2, 3, 57. 1, 2, 3, 60. 1, 2, 3, 63. 66, 69. 72. And 75. And 78. Those are all multiples of 3. And it says if it is a multiple of 3, then it's between 50 and 59. Okay? But if you look here at this row, the ones between 50 and 59, the multiples of 3 have already been eliminated because they weren't multiples of 4. Okay? So so I don't think there's really anything more that we can do with that one. So if it is, although we can eliminate those that are multiples of 3 that are not between 50 and 59. Okay? So if it is, so we can eliminate 60, 63, 66, 69, 72, and 78, the pink ones, right? I guess some of these are already eliminated because they are multiples of 3 that are not between 50 and 59. Okay? Now the last one, if x is not a multiple of 6, then let me pick up another highlighter. If x is not a multiple of 6, then it is between 70 and 79. So let's look at multiples of 6. And those are just the even multiples of 3, so we kind of already have them highlighted. So even multiples of 3, I highlighted with yellow. And so the so the even multiples of multiples of 3 I highlighted in pink. That's right. So even multiples of 3 are here. That doesn't look very good. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Even multiple of 3 is, another one is here. And then another even multiple of, see, what was that? Did I just mess that up? Hang on. Let's see if I can erase that. There we go. Hey, look at that. Okay, I'm looking for even multiples of 3. So we have odd, even, odd. Okay, this is the even one right here. It's already eliminated, so odd, even, odd, even, odd, and let's see, yeah, odd, and then even, okay? And if it's not a multiple of 6, then it's between 70 and 79. So we're looking for the ones that are not highlighted in green, that are in between 70 and 79. So essentially we can eliminate any of the ones that aren't highlighted in green that aren't in this last row. So that eliminates basically the whole 50s row. None of these are multiples of 6, so they're not between 70 and 79. So basically we've eliminated everything in this row, right? Because the green ones were already eliminated. And so the only number we have left is 76. Okay? So I wanted to show you another way to do this too. And that's by looking at the contrapositive. Contrapositive. Okay, and you might be asking, what's the contrapositive? So if we have an if-then statement here like this, if x is not a multiple of 4, then x is between 60 and 69. So we've got a statement that's like, if something, then something. If A, then B. And the contrapositive is, if not B, then not A. And if the positive is true, then the contrapositive is also true. And let me give you an example here. So if we have if dog, then mammal. Oops, mammal. If that's a true statement, then we can also say that if not mammal, then not dog, right? That makes sense. If it's not a mammal, it can't be a dog, right? So if the positive is true, then the contrapositive is also true. You know, there are some other things like the converse. If I said if mammal, then dog, that wouldn't necessarily be true, right? I mean, some mammals are dogs, but some mammals are also cats, and some mammals are mice, and some are cheetahs. So the converse of the statement would not be true, but the contrapositive is true. So let's write the contrapositive of A, B, and C. So A, if we write the contrapositive of that, essentially we negate the statements and then switch them around, right? So we write the conclusion as the if statement. So if x is not between 60 and 69, oops, 69, not between that, then x is a multiple of 4. All right, that's the contrapositive of that first statement. Oops. I wanted to write B, not D. All right, B, if x is not between 50 and 59, then x is not a multiple of 3. Okay, I'm just negating this, not this, not this, all right? And a not of a not is, they kind of cancel each other out. So the contrapositive of this one is if x is not between 70 and 79, then x is a multiple of 6. Okay? So then, okay, so let's work with the contrapositive. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to paste another one of these number boxes in here. Make it a little smaller. And let me. Alright, so let's look at each decade. Instead of looking at the multiples like we were before, let's look at each decade of numbers. Okay, so let's look at 50 through 59. So that means what? Alright, it's not between 60 and 69, it's not between 70 and 79, it's between 50 and 59. So that would say that it must be, must be a multiple of 4 and 6, right? Must be a multiple of 4 and 6, alright? Because we're dealing with not between 60 and 69 and not between 70 and 79. So it has to be a multiple of 4 and 6, which is basically 24. And if you look at the multiples of 24, we have, what, 24, 48, and the next one would be 72. So we basically skip the 50s decade there. So basically we can eliminate this whole row because none of those numbers are multiples of both 4 and 6. So let's look at 60 through 69. Now that one is not between 50 and 59 and not between 70 and 79. So that means it must be a multiple of 6 but not 3. Alright, because this has to be a multiple of 6 and this has to not be a multiple of 3. Alright, but that doesn't make sense. There's no multiples of 6 that are not multiples of 3. So we can eliminate this whole row. Alright, and so now let's look at 70 through 79. So that's not between 60 and 69, it's not between 50 and 59. So it must be, what? It has to be a multiple of 4 but not 3. Alright, so let's look at our multiples of 4. I was using yellow before, right, for multiples of 4. So our multiples of 4 are what? They're 72 and 76. Alright, but 72, the sum of the digits is 9, so we know that that has to be a multiple of 3. And the only one left is 76. Alright, so I think that's a little bit easier to look at the contrapositive and then look at it by decade instead of looking at the different multiples and then eliminating. So it's a good tool to have in your belt when you're in your tool belt when you're working with logic problems. That if you're given a statement, an if-then statement, then you know that if that if-then statement is true, then the contrapositive is also true. And the contrapositive is just you switch the if and the n, and then you negate both of them. Okay, and it's good to remember, the mammal dog thing. So you have a set like this where if A, then B. So essentially A is contained within B. So the if where dog is the A and B is the mammal. Okay, and you know that if not A, then, or sorry, if not B, so you switch it around. If not B, then it's not A, right? If not B, then not A. All right. So there you go. The answer is 76. All right, that's the only one that works out.